What's good, it's Genesis Listen Doctor Podcast, and I am your host, The Listen. What's good, it's Genesis Listen Doctor Podcast, and I am your host, The Listen Doctor. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? We're live on 4 different platforms at the moment, 4 different platforms. And we're going to talk about what you see on the screen, guys. You see it. 2 dead, 10 injured in a shooting, 2 shootings that happened in New Orleans afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon after the Saints played. And a lot of people were sending me the story because they wanted to hear my thoughts on it. And quite frankly, I was going to do the story no matter what, if they would have sent it to me or not. But a young individual from New Orleans, she wants to not be her name. She doesn't want me to close her name over the airwaves, but she is a close friend of one of the people who was shot in that shooting, in those shootings. And what she told me, she was first on the scene at the shooting. She said there was a lot of teenagers out there, a lot of youth fighting, a lot of women, teenagers, young teenage girls fighting, and someone pulled a gun and started shooting. Then she also said they had other people out there that were arguing as well. Something was going to be said, some words were said, and somebody else was shot as well on a separate shooting, but not too far from that shooting. And she asked me to do the story on it, and I was like, okay, cool, I was going to do it anyway. But I want you guys to pay attention to this article, this news story, and I want you to see something else that happened during the broadcast of them reporting the shooting. They had a shooting on the air. They heard the shooting. It was on the air while they were reporting the shooting. So this is what's going on in New Orleans, man. I want y'all to pay attention to this shit, and we're gonna get to what I think about it. Let's go.
This is breaking news.
Well, breaking news tonight, police say at least 2 people are dead and 10 are injured after 2 shootings in the Saint Roc neighborhood, about 45 minutes and a few blocks apart. Good evening, I'm Jacob Bradford. New Orleans police have not confirmed if the shootings are related. Andres Fuentes is live with details at New Orleans Police Headquarters for us tonight.
Right, and NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said that there were plenty of people around for both of these shootings, and she's asking for anyone and everyone to step up with whatever information they do have about, again, these 2 separate incidents. As of this time, NOPD believes that they are not linked to each other, but that first shooting happened just after 3:30 in Saint Roc, near the corner of Alamaster and Franklin Avenues. NOPD says that there were officers assigned to a second line in the area, and they first rushed to that parking lot when they heard those gunshots. They said that they found 9 people shot in that parking lot, and at this time NOPD says that there was also a car involved in that shooting, but have not released details as to how that car is linked to that incident. But while NOPD officers were investigating that first shooting, 45 minutes later, police say that another shooting happened just a few blocks up Alamaster near Florida Avenue. Officers say that 2 people were killed and a 3rd was injured. Total being, out of both of these shootings, 12 victims. The NOPD says that at the second shooting, the area was blocked up for traffic due to that second line, and NOPD Chief Ann Kirkpatrick tells us that there were plenty of officers, both in uniform and undercover, in the area for the second line when those gunshots rang out.
We had 4 of them embedded, 3 embedded in the crowd. And we had 1 of those intelligence team members up in the real-time crime center. And we do, if they had had intelligence prior or during the event, we would have known.
And the superintendent says that all of the victims in both of these shootings were sent to nearby hospitals. We're still waiting on more details as to how they're doing tonight, and we're also waiting more details as to who the 2 deceased victims are. Once we have that information, we'll be sharing that with you both on air and online. But at this time, Superintendent Kirkpatrick is asking the thousands of people that were out there at the second line and the many people that stayed even after both of those shootings at the scene to come forward with whatever information that they might have in order to try to catch catch the suspects involved in both of these shootings. Again, at this time, NOPD believes that these two shootings are separate, not linked, but they are asking the public for whatever help they can give. For now, reporting live at NOPD headquarters, Andres Fuentes, Fox 8, Local First.
All right, Andres, thank you. Well, while we were speaking with Chief Ann Kirkpatrick, our microphones picked up even more gunshots being fired in the area. Take a listen.
11:11. With this many people out here, we do know that someone probably has.
Now, no word yet on those gunshots or if anyone was injured during that. After today's violence, I spoke with people who had gathered in that area for the second line.
We came here for a good time and not a long time, and they shortened that time.
And people attending that second line say when the gunshots started, most went running, others took shelter behind cars and buildings. Some just got on the ground to wait it out. And people said they were disappointed that this happened today, saying the event was a celebration, essentially. The Saints winning their games normally puts them at ease, believing when the Saints win, violence goes down. However, today's shooting left many stunned.
It was fun at first, but unfortunately, it's always something. We was about to walk on it, but people was telling me they was shooting, so I didn't walk on that bridge because I love my life. So yeah, I ain't going on that bridge.
We did reach out to the mayor's office for comment on this shooting. At this time, we have not heard back, but the city did put out a statement offering condolences to the families of the victims. It says NOPD is working diligently to return stability to the community. And Governor Jeff Landry posted about the shooting on social media, calling it a tragedy and saying he's praying for all of those involved. He says the violence must end. And Attorney General Liz Murrill also released a statement saying this kind of lawlessness will not be tolerated. She hopes the perpetrators are caught soon.
So that's what happened there. And here's the next report of that same report of them doing that. You can clearly hear gunshots being spread while the police was out there. And meanwhile, this police chief said they had 4 cops out there in plain clothes. This police chief said, this white police chief that you see on the screen said that they had other officers in uniform out there, and it still had a shooting. 2 of them. This should let you know that these niggas in New Orleans, i.e. blacks, don't give a fuck. And I'm going to call it like it is. Like, I'm not sugarcoating it like the news. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like the people that's down there. I'm going to be honest with you because I'm from there. These niggas don't care if a police in front of them, behind them, on the side of them, in a family, they uncle, they don't care. They're going to do it in a way. They go out there to find the nigga that they beefing with, i.e. the dude from school, or the nigga who bumped into them that didn't say sorry, or the dude that's smashing his girl, or the dude that he think might want to take his spot on the team, whatever. They go out there for that reason. And then they do shit like this with innocent people out here. But listen to it. Pay attention.
So what I can tell you is that, first of all, there are 2 different scenes here. There are 2 different
I
shootings.
want y'all to pay attention to 2 things, though. Pay attention to this black officer while she's speaking, while this white lady is speaking. Pay attention to this white guy right here, right? Pay attention to both of them when the gunshots ring out.
Events, they are 45 minutes apart from each other. So what we know is that around 3:40 today is when the first event occurred. This particular second line is one of our absolute largest second lines that we have in the city. It draws thousands of people. And we have had history here with this particular second line. It's a wonderful event. There's no doubt about it. And we want to keep it a wonderful event. But with anticipation, we did have the captain of this district, this is Captain Dupree. She had her entire staff here, all 66 officers were assigned to the 5th District. We also had an additional around 30 extra officers. I can give you the exact numbers, but I just want to keep it in the general. So we know we were around close to 100 officers. So we added officers to this event, knowing that it had a potential for violence. And so the first event occurred at around 3:40, as I said. And what we know, and the facts are still fluid, but apparently a car was involved, a suspect car, and shots were fired into the crowd. We know that, was it 8 that were injured in this particular first shooting? 8 people were struck in this particular shooting. We know 2 weapons were used by the ballistics that are left on the scene. About 45 minutes, and let me back up to tell you, those 8 were either transported to a hospital or walked in through someone taking them. All of those victims are alive at this time. Approximately 45 minutes later, up on the bridge, we did have another outbreak of gunfire, and 2 were struck on the bridge. Because no cars were able to be on that bridge, we know that the shooting occurred within the crowd. There is 1 confirmed death, and the other is in extreme critical condition, as I understand, but is being transported to one of our area hospitals. That's the information that we have right now. I do have, as you know, the staff here. If you have a question that I can't answer, I will ask one of our members here to address.
Okay, we'll turn it over for questioning. Gino.
Yes, can you tell us the weapons used, or do you recover any weapons in the concert?
No recovery of suspect weapons at this time. We are aware of the ballistics, and we will withhold that information right now.
DSU.
And just to make sure, the total number of victims, and is there any information as far as a suspect, a vehicle, or anything we can share to the public to help y'all solve this crime?
Well, what I can confirm, a total of 9 casualties, and by the use of that word, we mean people who were injured and the 1 person who has lost his life. So that is a total of 9. We do have a vehicle of interest to us right now. I will leave it up to the probably the detective lieutenant as to whether or not to release that. We will get it released because we want our community to help us. We're sure someone probably has video, film, something, and we would like them to call. If they aren't comfortable calling us, please call Crime Stoppers. And I actually know the number here, but I wanted to confirm it. But that number for Crime Stoppers is 822-1111. So 822-1111. With this many people out here, we do know that someone probably has some more information that we can use. We will.
Did you hear the shooting? She already said there were 2 shootings already. But they said it was only 2 shootings. It was several. Another shooting while they were talking happened somewhere down the street from them. And that, we don't know if they have any victims or anything. We don't know what's going on with that. But it happened. Look at the black officer. Look at the white guy as she talking. The police chief continues to talk and doesn't say anything about that shooting that everybody heard. But just listen.
Number here, but I wanted to confirm it. But that number for Crime Stoppers is 822-1111. So 822-1111. With this many people out here, we do know that someone probably has some more information that we could use. We will release that video of interest to us when they're ready to release it, okay? Because we do want that information out in the community to help us.
Foxy.
Do you know what started it? What led up to it yet?
No, no motives, nothing like that. We do have, and everyone knows that we have a intelligence unit comprised of officers. We had 4 of them embedded, 3 embedded in the crowd, and we had 1 of those intelligent team members up in the real-time crime center. And we do, if they had had intelligence prior or during the event, we would have known, or at least it would have been shared with us.
WWL.
So do we believe that these 2 different locations are related?
You know, we can't say that because they were 45 minutes apart and different kind of approach of how the shooting was. So we don't know, could be, but right now don't know that. Yeah.
Can you share the age and gender of the victims?
I don't have that
Missy,
actually.
Get that information
Yeah, we'll get that
later.
to
We'll release
you.
it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. As we
Okay.
receive more information, we will release it.
So that's what happened. And as you hear her speaking, you can clearly see that they had other shootings out there, and they had another shooting right down the street from her. And the black officer and the white guy, they react to it, but the chief's just sitting up there like she didn't hear the shit, even though everybody else heard it. Now, I want to understand something. As of today, right? As of today, and this is coming from their stats, the NOPD, their stats. As of today, they have had 274 murders. 274 murders. They have on record saying there's only 75 murders since September 23rd. But we know we're in November, right? So that number's deflated because it's November now. So September from November, they didn't add it. But you can clearly look underneath it, and it adds up to almost 275 murders as of now. That's what they put on September 3rd. And it's been so many murders since September 3rd. And the other number underneath that says that the last report since 2006 was the highest level of murders in New Orleans was taking place. But then they put it back to now 2024 of November 2024 18 that they have almost 245 murders. So it's kind of deflated a little bit. I don't know who put that stat up there, but it's multiple shootings that I've done on this channel that it's a murder and it happens and shit like that. So I don't understand where these numbers coming from. Now, on a separate side over here, you have shootings reports of being reported. You have homicide reports. You have robbery reports, and you have carjacking reports. We're not going to even look at the carjacking. We're not going to even look at the homicides. We're going to look at just what they put up here with the shooting numbers of shootings, not murders, not, homicides, just the shootings. As of today, they have 195 shootings. 195 shootings that was reported. And they're saying that this year is, in the last 5 years, is the lowest that we have seen in New Orleans history in the last 5 years. They're saying there's a decrease from the shootings that took place last year, the year before that, and the year before that. 2021 was the highest shooting reports at 422 reports. Reported came in. But we know it's a shooting that happens damn near every fucking day that nobody calls in. We know it's a shooting that takes place that you'll see and you'll just keep walking because you don't want to be put in that shit, or you don't want to be, labeled as a snitch, so you don't call or report that shit and somebody else is shot. and the person's murder goes unfound for months and years. We do know of that happened in New Orleans. So these numbers are deflated as well because you can't really balance it. But let's say the homicides for this instance, for this year. Let's say the homicides for this year is 145 at the moment. 145. And this number is being broadcast from NOPD's database as of November 10th. We are in November 18th. So this number is deflated because that's long past the date of this number. So you got to add, let's say, 12 to that number, right? Let's say 12 to the number that they put. That would bring us to like 131, 132 of murders, right? Let's just add that. Let's just give them 12. That's still way too many fucking murders. And I know it's more than that, but let's just say for shits and giggles, it's only 12. That's still 133 murders. 192 reports. Let's say the 92 reports is deflated, right? Because it has to be, because that's that's the 10th of November of this year. So it has to be deflated because we know it's multiple shootings that took place yesterday. Let's give them 12 as well. That would bring that report to 200 and some murders. 200 and some shootings. So you see how it's not adding up? If it's 200 and some shootings, and I already gave them murders, I already gave them credit with 12, that means that's not adding up. So the shootings are not even adding up to the murders. That makes no sense. So you telling me out of all these shootings, only 12 people got murdered? And I know my city, so it makes no fucking sense. And I'm telling you this, I'm saying this because a lot of people were saying when Trump ran for president and he won, we was going to go into slavery. He said, a lot of people were saying that they said they were giving police immunity to stop us and kill us and all this other dumb shit. I ask you a question now. Trump been in office what? Not even he's not even really in office yet because he haven't took over the Oval yet. So he's not really even in office. He was just the president-elect yet. They still got time because people still saying they got time to kill him. I heard somebody say that. They still got time to kill him before he take the Oval. He's not even taking the Oval yet. He's not even in office. Joe Biden's bitch ass is still in office. And I got a question for y'all. Are we blaming Trump for this? Because y'all blamed him for a lot of other shit. Are we blaming Trump for this? Honestly, are we? Are we blaming Trump for these shootings? What we don't blame is each other. What we don't blame is the community that these niggas live in and they refuse to do anything with themselves, refuse to even move out of the community, make the community better. What we do need to blame is the parents. What we do need to blame is the system that put these children back in the same predicaments over and over again. We don't blame them. We blame Trump. We blame the society. We blame other bullshit and not the people that's raising them, i.e. mama, daddy, whoever, auntie, grandma, whoever, right? That's who we blame. That's who we should blame, but we don't blame. We just blame the society and all this other shit. So I gave them 12 murders. I gave them credit for 12 murders, even though it's more than 12 murders. I gave them credit for 12 shootings, even though it's more than 12 shootings that's been reported since this date. What's the problem? And I tell you what's the problem. The problem is, it is us. I heard somebody that's kind of famous on internet said yesterday that we need to start blaming ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. I don't know what year you woke up in. It's been us, my nigga. It's been us. It's been us as people. But we blame other people for our fuck-ups. And I, for the life of me, I never understood why we always would blame the white man for what's going on in our community. If you go to a black community, you walk in the community, trash everywhere on the ground. You walk in the community, dirt everywhere on the ground. Shit fucked up. It looks unorganized. You got liquor store here, liquor store there. If you go to a white community, you see any liquor stores? I'll wait. You see any corner stores? I'll wait. You see any trash anywhere? I'll wait. You see the grass ain't cut? I'll wait. Not even 5 minutes away from me in the college community, but it's a lot of white folks that live in that community. When you go down the street, they have signs that say, pick up your trash. They have signs that say, pick up your pet waste. Pick up your pet feces when you walking and you walking your pet. They got signs all up on the street. And if you walk on the street, the kids can play in the grass, don't have to worry about getting shit on them. It's free, it's fun back there. They got a lot of people back there. The grass is all cut. They don't have nobody getting shot. It's a great community. Why? Because the people in the community, white and black, care about their community. So, i.e., they don't let nobody else come back there and fuck it up. I was back there for a fucking event for my patient. I got on the person's grass by mistake. A dude from his house walked out and said, "Hey man, get off my neighbor's grass." I said, I'm sorry, my bad. He said, "Yeah, we don't like people walking on our grass back here. I don't know if you knew from back here, but we don't allow that." I said, "I respect that, man. Thank you." I said, "I wish people where I'm from in New Orleans would do the same." He said, "Yeah, you got it. You got to keep your community safe and looking nice if you want it. If you want your community to be nice." Exactly. You know why he do that? Because he pays property taxes. He pays for his taxes. He don't just rent a apartment that they don't give a fuck about. He doesn't just rent a house that you don't give a fuck about. Every black household that you go in, the blinds are all fucked up. Look at my blinds. You see any fucked up? No. Because I care about my shit. And I'm renting, but I care about my shit. I want my deposit back when I move out of this bitch. Black people don't care about getting a deposit back because they not going to get one. Or they always pay a small deposit, so it don't even make sense when they get it back. You go to a black girl home right now, I bet they got holes in the walls, shit all over the fucking floor. Bro, going to a black person's house is like going on Fear Factor. You never know what the fuck you're going to see. You never know what you're going to do. And tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying. I want anybody in the comment section or anybody on these social medias to tell me I'm lying. You been to your relative's house. Come on now. We all got that one auntie we don't want to go over there and go eat her food because she got roaches. We all got that one auntie. We all got that one uncle that smell like piss when you come around. It ain't just in my family. But I want you to understand something. These teenagers were so brazen, so, I'm going to just call it what it is, bitch made today. Bitch made that they brought a gun to a second line, shooting at people, shooting at the person they were trying to shoot because they disrespected him or whatever, or they had beef some type of way, and they brought a gun out there to shoot somebody, and they shot 10 people. 2 people died in 3 different shootings. Come here to the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Come closer. Are we ready to say that New Orleans has a problem? Are we ready to say it now? Can I put my hand up and say it? Are we ready to say that New Orleans had a problem before President Trump became president? Are we willing to say that we need to change the mayor in the city? DeeDee? Y'all call that lady DeeDee. Y'all don't even call her Mayor Cantrell. Y'all call her DeeDee. DeeDee. Like she's your auntie or something. Like she's your relative. Why would she respect y'all when y'all don't even respect the office to call her Mayor Cantrell, not Dee? Why would she respect the office? But then we talk about we don't got nothing in our community. Why would you? She's stealing the money. But hey, the white person before her did it right, so it must make it right. The white person before her did it right, before her, it must make it right. Somebody in their fucking 60s told me that. I was like, man, don't you see that? Because we was arguing about something. I was like, man, it would be better if we changed the mayor. And the mayor out here and the mayor in New Orleans both are black females that's not from Louisiana, I might add. They are not from Louisiana, but they are black mayors in our fucking state. But whatever, right? I said, hey, don't you think shit would change if we changed the mayor? And I said, if she would stop stealing all this money, talking about Miss Cantrell, she said, grown-ass lady, elder, my elder, could be my grandmother in her 60s, said, and I quote, hey, you can't get mad. You can't get mad. The white man before her did it, so why can't she do it? I said, dude, you just hear what you just said? She's like, I heard what I said. I said it again. The white man before her did it, so why can't she? She just doing what every other mayor did. I said, but then you wonder why your children don't have a place to stay. Then you wonder why your children don't have a place to play in. It's safe. I say, are you stupid? I literally told her that. Are you stupid? And I know you're my elder, and I'm supposed to respect you and all that other shit, but my mama told me to call it how I see it. You stupid, love. And I say, this is why Baton Rouge and New Orleans the way it is. Because they got dumb motherfuckers like you that's supposed to be looked up to. We was always taught that an old person got wisdom. We was always taught that. But these old folks today are stupid. I'm sorry. They have no common sense at all. None at all. None at all. That fucking TV show, or you think you're smarter than a fifth grader? A fifth grader can fucking outsmart some of these elders that we have today. They don't have the common sense that they had back then. You know, back then when you're doing something and you see your elder saw you doing something that you wasn't supposed to do, your elder would get on your ass. Today, they'll see you do it and pull out their phone. Don't say shit. They know your parent. Don't report it. Don't tell a parent. Don't even report it to the news or the police. Nothing. Our OGs today are bitch made. They're not the same. And I want anybody to come in my comment section and tell me, hey, it's not every community the same way. I don't care about every community. I only care about the black community. And I don't know why I keep trying to save us. I don't know why. Because maybe, just maybe, whenever me and my wife have a child one day, I don't want my children to grow up in this bullshit that we call America. In a black society. I don't want my children to be looked at as them. They all do it. Because I don't know if y'all know it, black people get responsible for everything that black people do. I work with white folks. All they hear, hey man, they ask me, hey, why y'all always killing each other? Why y'all always shooting each other? Why y'all always but y'all talk about Black Lives Matters? And I gotta look at them and look stupid, like, and I know what's going on. Hey, you right, you know what, bro? Nah, pimp. Nah. I'm not making excuses for us no more. Shit need to stop. And it's gonna take me, other people like me, to call it out. And the people that do get called, they call the shit out. We get called Uncle Toms and all these other different names and then blah, blah, blah. But guess what? The stats don't lie. The stats don't lie. Numbers do not lie. And the carjackings going up every fucking year. The reported fucking break-ins are going up every fucking year. It's just so much. And it's the same people doing the same shit. I don't know how you live with yourself. Killing somebody and then going home and sleep in your bed. I don't know how that would, I would bother me. Knowing that I took somebody's fucking life. Knowing that I took somebody away from their fucking family. It would bother me. You have to be a suicide, dissocial person with the world, a fucking mental case to kill somebody and go home and get your dick sucked. But we know it happens. And it happens so far often that it's not even surprising anymore. You seen the girl in the report, oh, I didn't want to go on the bridge because I love my life. Why you went out there in the first place? Y'all know what's going to happen. The night wall has a sign that I'm from the 9 and I don't mind dying. That's a night war sign that they say. They've been saying for years. And I used to be like, that's some gangsta ass shit. But now I understand that that is stupid and it's fucked up saying. And it needs to go away. And I'm not sitting up here saying that where I'm from is perfect. I'm from Gerttown. Uptown. Originally from the Magnolia Project. And we know the Magnolia Project not the same place. But I got out of that shit. And I got away from that shit. And I became something better than what my circumstances was. When are we going to continue to say we need to fix the problem? First, get these bitch-ass mayors out here. Get that police chief out of here. Get the governor out of here. Get the senator out of here. And make sure our state is represented with people that really have our best interests. But we know who will get blamed for this. President Trump. The nigga like me. And the person that is helping the society grow. You'll get blamed for it. Not the parent or parent. Because we know as single parents sometimes. Not society. This is really sad. And for the people that lost their lives, I'm sorry. My deepest condolence. But people, we got to do better. And I'm going to do another story like this in a couple of days. And it's going to fly by. Nobody going to watch it. A couple of people going to like it, watch it, and woo-doo-doo-woo. But we need to have a community. We need to have a dialogue. And we need to figure out what's actually behind this problem so we can fix it. Because for me, I'm tired of it. And I know some of you are tired of it. You just got to be outspoken and say you are tired of it. And it starts by, you see something, say something. Make your community safe again. Donald Trump has Make America Safe or Make America Great Again. It's time for you to make your community safe again. Stand up and report the shit when you see it happen. Not pull out your phone and start recording. We ain't even talk about the lady who got ran over yesterday. Literally got ran over and left for dead. She's in the hospital recovering. But she fucked up. Her body fucked up. She might not never walk again. Who knows? And it's children, teenagers, black women out here fighting like grown-ass men. I seen a fight yesterday where they were stomping the shit out this girl. And the people around them, the teenage girls around her, were saying, yeah, beat that bitch up. Beat that bitch up. Stomp that hoe. Stomp that hoe. And y'all get mad when a man call you a bitch. Y'all the worst ones. Y'all the main ones that call each other bitches and hoes. But they get mad at your man from calling you a bitch. The hypocrisy with y'all is too much. It's too much. But maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why Camilla didn't win. The hypocrisy. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the show, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and please let everybody know what you're watching, man. I'm the Listen Doctor. I try to bring you guys the news as I see it, and I don't sugarcoat shit. And I hope everybody else would do this in their life, man. Stop sugarcoating shit. But the numbers are deflated. NOPD, you got some explaining to do, because this shit right here is not working, and this shit over here definitely not working, because they got the shootings at 30, at 52, and that we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. Both of these are liars. Both of these stats are liars, and y'all don't have to put anything up there to put it to do it. So I really want to get with somebody on this, man. And I called NOPD to ask them about the shootings and shit, about what's going on. All they keep saying is, you have to talk to the person over that stat number. I say, can I talk to them? They don't. They give me a number. The number just keep reading. It just keep ringing. NOPD Data Department of New Orleans is the name of the company who's over the data, and they just keep ringing. What, they not in the office? What, they went home for the week? Because I've been calling and nobody's answering. But they're the ones who's making these numbers. So somebody has to explain this shit. If the police chief can't explain it, we paying this bitch to work as a police chief in our city. How the fuck can she not explain it? Just like she was out there saying, if I don't know the answer, I get somebody else to know it. Bitch, you are the police chief. You supposed to know the answer. You get paid to know the answer, bitch. But I understand it. It's Trump's fault. I see you guys when I see you. Peace.